So, what's the deal?
Just stand there, I do my magic.
Whoa, dude. Dude, wasn't that awesome? What the hell? Dude, what? No!
Well fellows, hope you're all doing well. Name is Vico, bringing you guys a new exciting tutorial. Today we're taking a good look at the effect from the opening sketch. Teleportation is really fun to make and looks great too. The tutorial is pretty simple, almost stupidly simple to do. But those kind of effects are almost the best ones, aren't they? Crazy simple, crazy cool. I will be taking this tutorial in sections, so you're having an easier time to follow along. Enough with pointless chit chat. You want to learn how to teleport? You're in the right place. Let's jump in. Okay guys, so I will be going briefly through how the effect looks like. So you see here's me and my brother on this shot. I'm here in the blue and this is my brother who's doing the teleportation. So he prepares for a jump. When he jumps and it comes the first puff, you can see some distortion at him. I think that sells the effect a lot. Then you can see some distortion in the next one with another color poof. And then you can see how the camera swings with him. And the funny thing with the motion in this clip is that this is actually from the beginning a static shot. But I will be covering that in just a minute. So this is what we will be creating in After Effects. And how I build this effect is like that you can go ahead whenever go and customize any of these settings here, so you don't have to create exactly like this, like exact these colors and motions. But I think this is just a few cool tips which are good to keep in mind when you're doing this effect. So let's see now. Okay, that's pretty zoomed out, so we'll fit up to that 100%. So here's the original footage. So what I just did previously, I took my clip and dragged it down to the new comp button, and I have here my clip. So I could go ahead and rename by hitting enter key and rename it to main, so it just keeping me organized. So let's see how you should shoot your footage to make this teleportation effect working real good. So the first thing, you need a tripod. You need to have this a standing, or not a standing, actually a static and not moving scene. And it's really important that this is not moving an inch or any other movements at all whatsoever, and I'm not kidding. The camera needs to be on a tripod, firmly in place where it could be stable and not move. I admit I made this shot a few times and I failed because I noticed when I brought it back to the computer to edit it, I had bumped the camera in the end of the clip just a small tiny bit, so the clean plate wasn't working at all, so that screwed up the effect. So here you can see I put on the camera, I go to my position, and then I search for a comfortable place to freeze at. And what I mean by that when he's doing his teleportation, I need to freeze, like in real life I need to freeze on my place, because we want to do this effect as simple as possible and as cool as possible. With the less effort, the better. So I thought this chair was pretty good, so I walked into place, said action, and then I walked to a chair. He says, like, dude, check this out. And I go down a set, find a really good place, and then he makes his jump. He jumps up and down. Then I freeze at my position, and then what he does is he runs to the next position. I'm still freezed. Then he does his jump again, and when he's down, I do my reaction. And that's the crazy simple part. It's you don't need to do a lot of effort in the footage just to make this look cool, but it still continues. So after my reaction, me and my brother, we are going run out of the scene, And here in my case, I have windows which are doing reflections of me and my brother. So keep that in mind when you're shooting, that for example here I am running away and you can see me running still here, but when I made a clean plate I disappeared. So if you're doing a clean plate, you're going outside the frame in the camera but you're seeing a reflection, you need to do some more work to get that away, so keep that in mind. So now you can see here, and I have captured a clean plate. Then we ran back and I closed the camera. So let's go ahead and move to the first section of this video that will be cutting this effect propping. Hey guys, so now welcome to section 1. So let's cut off our footage to those kind of parts so we could do our effects later on. So first thing we do is I go ahead and find the place where I begin, like here. I just do here, and I click B because I want the comp to start there just, and I could go ahead and trim comp to work area. And now I scrub through frame by frame, like a little bit when he's in the air. When my brother's in the air, it's like there. That's pretty cool. And what I do is select the clip and type the command shift D. That's the shortcut for splitting the layer. So command shift D if you're Mac, control shift D if you're on a PC. Then we're scrubbing it through till he comes to the next position and he jumps and is in the air coming down. I like his face on his face. It's pretty convincing. Command shift D. Then we can go ahead and delete this middle one. Let's scrub through till my reaction is over. Here it's over for, then I start running away. Select, command shift D. And then I scrub through where I start my clean plate, watching the reflections in the mirrors, and I'm outside now. Command shift D, delete the first layer, this. Then I could go ahead and rename this last part, the clean plate, to clean plate. Let's see, let's trim. Just watching like this, and let's delete that part. And then let's go, here is the middle. Let's put our one part next to the other, and let's put the clean plate on bottom of everything. So if we're now watching this just like this, I hit play, you can see, yeah, he cuts to the next place and I do my reaction, but I think that's not as real as my original example, because I want him to travel through the space, not just appearing from one end to the other. I want him to be in the space for just a few frames, so I can see he's traveling that distance. So how we do that? Pretty simple. When we go ahead, we go to the frame, the last frame where he jumps like deer, and let's zoom in with this slider here. Okay, yeah. Let's take this top layer, 1, 2, 3, 4 frames, and let's drag these 4 frames. So we're having a 4 frame longer buffer here. Then what I do is I take my clean plate here under, but first let's go to the main where we got the longer buffer. Hit command shift D once more, so we have a 4th layer. Then we can go into this clip and trim this down, the clean plate. That's all we need. And here let's go like this, and here's the buffer like this, and we don't want him falling anymore, so select your rectangle tool with the main 4 selected and do a mask around myself. So now if we zoom out and we play, he disappears for a few frames and then he appears in another place. this already looks like he's traveling that distance in a whole new other way, and I think that's pretty cool. But there was a thing I noticed when I does this. This is not perfect clean up. You see, when he jumps up, and here when we got the extra buffer for him to fall down, where we did the masking, we can see here next to me the reflection of him jumping. Here we can see his reflection there. So when he jumps and disappears, he continues to jump here. That depends on how you have your mask. I just have it like this, but I show you anyways. So if you put your mask here and not around me, you could do this. This is also a simple way. So select your guy or the layer where the mask is. Take your pen tool by hitting G on your keyboard, or just clicking on the toolbar, and then just do a simple mask around my brother, and hit M on your keyboard to get your mask properties. Go to the second mask and go from add to subtract. And you can see he just disappeared. And that's all we need. And why did he disappear and not ending up with a black background or transparency? We're still having our clean plate here under, so we're saved from that kind of misery. Okay, so now when we have cut those, we can see that we're doing this, and boom, we have our cut. Pretty cool. So section 1 completed. Let's move for section 2, where we do our effects. Hey guys, welcome to section 2. Here in this section we're doing these puffy, pulsing, colorful smokes that will represent the teleportation sci-fi look. So let's see what we will be using. So I have been using from videocopilot.net their Shockwave preset pack. It's really cool. You should go check it out. And videocopilot.net, check it out and you'll be amazed, you know. But just to get this out of the way, Video Copilot has nothing to do with this episode, and we're not cooperating. I'm just saying my true opinions, just using their stuff because it's totally cool. So what are shockwaves? They're actually a preset pack for 50 different kinds of this kind of pulses, smokes, laser beams, no, maybe not laser beams, but you know, you get the point. This kind of particle embossments, which looks hideously cool. So I will be using these for this effect. You don't particularly need to use this kind of the shockwave elements. You could use any kind of smoke element, particles, or you can create your own. It doesn't matter. This is just a way I use because I think this looks just so hyper cool. I just have to use it. So let's focus on the first or the jump, which happens here, the last one, because we have a lot more room to play with, so you get the point. So I will go ahead and take one of the shockwave elements and put it above everything else. And if you're having this pack, you can see it's black and white on a black screen, and yeah, it doesn't look that cool because now we can see anything else. And if you're new to the program, you want to know how to get rid of the black background but keep this white information, it's pretty simple. Go down here for the mode. If you don't have the mode, click the toggle switches, or F4 if you don't have these. You can just hit one of the buttons here to get some more information. I like to keep all them except the last one, so we have all the information I can toggle. I don't need to click on any buttons. Go from mode to screen. That will do all the black in the comp to an alpha channel, or so we get rid of the blacks and have our whites. The same process works if you have a white and black, so use the mode multiply. That will take rid of all whites and leave all blacks. So anyway, so what we do here, I will go ahead and start this up and position it on my brother, and if I hit play, you can see it's too slow. It's way too slow. So let's fix that. So what we go ahead and do first is we double click, not double click, sorry, right click on the shockwave, go from time and time stretch. Then click in 50. So let's make it double the speed like this. It looks a bit better, but we can do it even better. So first I want to position it here, and then what I do is I will use the command Alt T for using time remapping, but if you don't want to use that, you could go ahead from time again, or time stretch, enable time remapping. So like this, and now this is just an option or a way to make things go in a different kind of speed. So now I want to control that it goes fast up and goes slowly down. So when he's up here in the air, it's already poofed out here. So what I do, I have here is pretty cool. This is that nice poofy thing I want. Then I go ahead and click here this little diamond, so get a keyframe, and then just bring this keyframe closer to the beginning. Okay, that was a bit too fast. And then just position it so it's like this, so it's a bit fast and it looks pretty cool. Sorry for that. So let's just keep it like this. That looks pretty cool. But here's one thing I want to do with the thing. I want to, we can think this like a portal. So I want my brother, come outside from the portal. But when we're scrolling through, he's like inside because we have all this smoke in front of him. So let's do it like this, that when he comes here it's okay because he's coming like through, but here I want to make a mask for my brother. So just not to bore this up, I will mask and animate the mask path for just a few moments of when he's like down, so it looks pretty cool. I show you afterwards. So I can close the time remap here, get the pen tool, and then I could zoom in a bit and just like this. Like this. And now you see our shockwave disappeared. So click M and change your mask property from add to subtract, and that will subtract this mask part from the smoke. And this already looks like it's not in front of him, but we need to animate this mask when he's moving. So I will speed this part up because I pursue you know how to animate this kind of mask pathing. So let's go. So guys, welcome back here. So just make a really quick masking around my brother, and if we click ahead so we don't see the mask, it's really jagged up, it doesn't look that good, but we will make this a lot better. So first we go ahead and click on F on your keyboard and feather it up a whole bunch, for like 40%, so he's not it's blending in better, but it looks still like he's not anymore inside of it in any like particular way, and I think that looks really cool. So now what I will do is I will color this up. So I want to colorize my teleportation here. So what I do, I go for FX and P and type VC color vibrance, and you could do this with color levels or color balance. I will use this Video Copilot's VC color vibrance plugin. It's free. You could go to the website. I will link their website down below, so go to their blog and you can find this free plugin for PC and Mac. And still saying they are nothing to do with this. I'm just a huge fan of them, and this is just, it's a free plugin, so I think you could sure go get it. Let's put it on here, and what it does, it will make all this brightness, hotspots, highlights to a certain color. It looks really good. And then I will change the color to blue. And you know, as I said, you don't need this plugin to colorize your effects. You can do it you can do it with curves and color balances and like this. This is a really fast way to do it, so that's why I do it like this. Then we'll click this fill onto background. We'll give it some more information. I could play with the gamma a bit, with the brightness, and preserve luminance. Vibrance is pretty cool, like right there. And we're having a pretty cool effect already here. Then what I want to do is a small glow to this, like this. Just drag the glow and take up the glow radius and change the threshold a bit. So now we can see the difference. It's getting this nice glow. Looks pretty cool. So what I want to do here, I will put another shockwave here with the same kind of technique. So I will now I will pause here. I will come back when I've done it. Don't worry, it's just the exact same methods. I just want to do it quickly, so I don't want to bore you guys and make this a really long tutorial. So guys, welcome back here. So I have seen, you maybe not see it that well, but you can see some low opacity shockwave element here. I won't have it in full brightness because I want just a small contour of it happening, so you don't see it a lot, but it's the exact same way method done. So now when we have the first one, we need to do the second one also. So here's the second one, and previously, I will do this one more time, and we'll pause here and do the exact same thing down there. So see you in a while. So guys, welcome back. Here you can see I have created this the other portal or teleportation. I was using the exact same method as said. Don't worry, I'm not bullshitting with you or anything. Anyway, all I did is took another shockwave, looks a bit different as the first one, and then put some yellow, this purple coloring, so it gets, I like this differences in color here. I think they're matching pretty good. So, but you can see here, we can turn off the two first ones so they're not budding here. I can zoom in here a bit. So when the teleportation is happening, it's in front of our chairs. So what I do, I select it, hit G on your keyboard, do a quick mask here. Nice, that is pink masking, matching our portal like this, and your portal will disappear except this part, as we did earlier. Hit M, go from add subtract, so it subtracts that part. We can feather it just 5 pixels so it's not so jagged up. Maybe some more, just a bit like this. 25 is good. So it's just glowing on the chair. And now when we take a look, now it's behind the chair, like hideously cool. Now let's put the two others, and we have this. It's looking pretty cool already. Okay, it's looking pretty darn cool. So that was the second section of this video. Let's go to a third section when we do the distortion for these bad boys. Hey guys, welcome to the third section of this video. So in this section we'll be doing the distortion for the teleportation. If you don't want to do, you can skip this part. I will leave here an arrow or something else cool. You can skip this part, excuse me. Skip this part, go to the fourth section, the last section. While we handle the movement of the scene. Skip there if you don't want this distortion, but I like this, you know, this time and space warping for teleportation sells this really good. So the effect we'll be using is called bulge. So we go ahead to effects and presets and type in bulge. Oh, I can't type anymore. Bulge, like this. And I want them to be where the effect starts here and here at the end. Okay, so what we do is go ahead for this clip where it begins and go in with the bulge right there, and you can see the little ball here. Pull it here and you can make it a bit bigger around like this, and go check on the pin all edges. If you don't check it and you're doing big distortions, it could start stretching out the video scene, so you can see like this big distortion and get like black bars and black like ellipses here, and you don't want that. So now when we have this size, we go ahead and click horizontal radius and vertical radius stopwatches, go to the main clip, hit U on your keyboard to see your keyframes, and then go let's put these here and have 0 in the beginning like this. So we'll be scaling up the distortion, and then let's continue on a separate layer. And maybe you could think that you use this layer, but you can't, because we have masked out, so we just see this part. So if you put it here, you won't see anything. So what you do, you go for the clean plate, because that's the visible part. So what you do, you go to the previous layer, hit U, and take the bulge effect and copy it and paste it on the clean plate right there. And then when you type in U, just throw your keyframes around so it goes from up to down like this. You can see this really short, but it's still a visible bulge. You can make it a bit longer if you want. I could try if you put one frame more. No, I think shorter is better like this. Okay, that looks pretty cool. Okay, so now when that's done, we could go ahead and copy the bulge, copy it one more time, or just keep it in the copy section, and then let's put it here. So it's this clip here, right? Yep, this one. So we paste the bulge there, and then we move it here on our main guy, size it up real nice and big, and hit U on your keyboard, and it starts with this size, and I want it to be first like this, and the first keyframes it's 0 on the both. Okay, don't mind the dogs, they're just barking there because they want to have fun. So hope that doesn't disturb you. You can see now the distortion here is done and looks pretty cool. So let's go ahead and move to the fourth section, the movement section for this tutorial. Hey guys, welcome to the fourth section, the final section for this effect. So now when we have done the cutting, the teleportation, and the distortion bulging, we are ready to make some motion in this bad boy. So this is gonna be a real simple section. It's not a lot of work. The hard part is over, and the cool part is also over. I'm sorry. So mark all your clips and hit Command Shift C or Command or Control Shift C to pre-compose. You can call it final. And I will give you my secret sauce of organic digital camera movement. You know, when you're doing a camera movement in software, it can look really digital and boring, but I'll give you the finest of the finest. So what you can go ahead and do and click A on your anchor point. So hit A on your keyboard, then hold Alt and click on the stopwatch. Ooh, hot in here. Then type in wiggle for the expression. Wiggle, open bracket, 1,12, close bracket, and click away. This will do some anchor point randomizing movement with this kind of frequency we just put in here, like up and down, left and right. Then go back to your file and click R on rotation. Hold Alt and click on the rotation stopwatch and type in wiggle, open bracket, 0,5, close bracket, and click away. This will do the same thing with just less frequency rotation. And then let's go ahead and scale this up so we get rid of the black bars. I scaled up a bit more than you need to because I want some more motion here. So now if we just hit play, we can see this really nice organic, almost organic camera movement, which sells the effect a lot more. So in the original example I was doing here in the end, you were seeing the camera swinging to my brother after he made his teleportation. So let's do that. So what I want here is when he comes down there, so I click anchor point and just hit the normal stopwatch, and when here, so let's move it as there. Let's leave a little bit space for so the wiggling is not approving that much. Okay, wait, just take that back because we need to use the dials here so we can get the keyframe. Okay, and then when he comes, let's make him come back here. Remember, use easy easing when you're doing this kind of stuff. And let's push easy ease out, and these two guys to a normal easy ease by hitting the F9 or doing the same way but just easy ease, and this we should create like this kind of camera swinging movement, and I think looks really cool that the camera is compensating with the event. It looks like someone is holding the camera while doing this cool stuff. I think that's pretty much it actually. We've done a lot of cool stuff right here. That wraps up this video. Hope you guys liked it. Be sure to comment below about my next project. Will it be an effect, tips and tricks, or a tutorial of any kind? You decide. Don't forget to be that awesome fellow who's going insane on that like button. Be also sure to consider subscribing to the channel, and you'll be one of the first to get notified of a new video on top of your subscription feed. That's all for this time. Vico signing out. Have a good day.